What's good? Esskimo, GetRichRapping.com, peep the industry. You already know, don't make hits, make history. Don't get mad, get motivated. It's another segment of my branding series. Yeah, we'll call it a series. My branding series on GetRichRapping.com. I like to feel inspired for these ones, and I'll just go off on what I've experienced, let's say, in the last day or two. Presentation. How important it is. Well, not even presentation, more like communication. What you're communicating to people, how you're communicating is so important to your brand. When you're talking to someone or anyone that you're trying to do business with, or build up some kind of relationship that's professional, you've got to not change the way you communicate, but be aware of how you are communicating, because understand that you are a representation of your brand at this point. If you're trying to go forward with your music, you must understand you are a representation of your brand, which is why I've mentioned in the other ones, when you're going out there and turning up and making a fool of yourself, you're hurting your brand more than you're hurting yourself. You can get over it. People will get over you, be your brand. Maybe not. So the communication, and what I mean here is, don't send mixed messages out there. Don't be about one thing 1 minute, then all about another thing another minute. All that's going to do is confuse your fan base. Also, they're going to be like, oh man, that contradicts that, and what do they really mean? And then bam, if they've got to ask questions, then it's too much hassle for them. With your brand, people need to look at you and look at your movement and know what it is, know what it represents, know what message that you're communicating, what vision you're going for. So the communication between you, your brand, and your consumers and your fans needs to be crystal clear. Another thing is, don't get me wrong, if I'm not on camera or I'm not putting stuff out, the way I'll be talking to my friends is completely different. Especially with my accent, the way my accent breaks down, when I'm on calls with the industry team, or they just bust jokes on my accent all the time. We don't pronounce our T's, but when it comes to making a video, I'll give you an example. If I was instead of saying, oh, you're shitting me, I'd be like, you're shitting me. That's my accent, but when I'm trying to communicate on video, you might not understand what I'm saying. So when it's time to be professional and time to represent the brand, you have to be very conscious of what you're saying and how you're saying it. So if you're this is something I get all the time, someone will pop up and want to talk money and want to talk all this, and they can't put a sentence together let me think, they'll be like, yo bruh, check this. And I just think I'm no stickler. I'm no it's not you don't speak well enough to talk to me. It's just yo, that's your presentation right there. Over here, we're putting out professional products, providing services and helping people. We can't do that when we're like, yo bruh, this, that, and whatever slang, and we're don't get me wrong, you don't have to change yourself to brand yourself, but you need to add some professionalism to, if you haven't got professionalism in the way that you talk to people, you cannot communicate a message to them that makes them believe you are professional. And you must be professional at all times. This is your branding. You've got to stay. So let's sum this up, right? With your branding and communication, you need to know what you're trying to say. Say it clearly, crystal clearly. If people don't understand, they're not going to try to. When you talk, whether that's on video or in your statuses, spell check. There's sometimes I'll be slacking and I'll put an article out, read back through it, and I'll be like, oh, damn, I need to fix this article quick, because now it doesn't look so professional because of all these typos, and it may seem like a small thing. You might think, who cares, it's only a couple of typos, but you don't understand. Branding is important. You don't go on the Virgin Media or any of the big websites for big companies, and you don't go on there and see spelling mistakes. As trivial as a spelling mistake, I can't even speak, let alone spell. But as trivial as it might be, the spelling of a word when you're presenting something. There's got to be something to it if all the big companies are making sure that everything's done right. So that's your branding and that's your presentation. Hopefully this video helps you somewhat. Check out the other parts as well. I think this will be part 5, I do believe. So if you go back through them, there's some more tips. Branding is so important. The word gets thrown around a lot, but I'm not sure an awfully great deal of people know exactly what branding is. So yeah, subscribe, like, leave a comment, whatever you feel inspired to do. That would be amazing. Keep posted. Not sure when number 6 is coming, but I'm sure I'll be inspired soon enough. While you're on the website, check out some articles. There's a lot of game. Hit me up in my email for direct questions. You know, check out Peep the Industry. I'm in this for you. My team's in this for you. Let's get it. Peace.